Good morning, freedom fighters. It is 9:06 a.m. East Coast time, September 14th, 2024. I got quite a bit I want to go over today. Some reactions to some stuff here. This is live in South Carolina right this minute. Look at the ripples. It looks like ripples on sand on the beach. North Carolina, Virginia. But that's from satellite. Very distinct. Put it in motion in the last 2 hours. We also got ground confirmation of this. They've been spraying North Carolina pretty heavy the past few days. Some of these lines you see here, these straight up and down lines, is just the image itself. But these lines over here has nothing to do with the image. See how they're sideways? But let's go to a ground confirmation. Dab on X. Lots of activity. South Carolina. About 12 minutes ago, I got this. Very distinct trails, same kind of like bass guitars. I guess they got 4 aircraft working together. I see the bass strings quite often now on satellite and on the ground. But watch these ripples. He's got the ripples. Very distinct ripples. Thank you, Deb. I want everybody to send me videos, pictures, location, and date if possible, so we know where you're at. Only we can stop the censorship until they completely remove me, which they will. I'm only going to be on here a very short time and show you what I know. Just like everybody ahead of me is gone, I will be gone soon as well. They will either remove me one way or the other, either from the platform or from the planet. I've showed so much evidence how they can have heart attack guns and everything else. Darts come from a seashell that we have in the ocean. But they've already poisoned everybody. We cannot keep breathing in these nanoparticles, no matter what. Stand by. I cannot tell you how unhealthy this stuff is for you. All you can do is read it. All I can do is show you the evidence I have. They will not tell us any truth, but I have a lot of official evidence that they do not want you to see. Everything has been a plan, my friends, from a very long time ago. By 2025, this is wrote in 1995. I thought it was 96, but obviously some of this is earlier. It's funny how Microsoft, courtesy of Microsoft, they already have full control. I wonder if 2025 is the release date. They've been doing this stuff since the World War II, and I believe they've had control over it since the 90s. But all the new technologies in place, all the new satellites, all the new ground systems, all the new bases, all the new HARP centers all over the world. There's one in Peru that's larger than the one that they talk about in Alaska. HARP centers on the ground. The new ones are the satellites, soon to be 42,000 satellites. There's no government, no country can go against these direct energy weapons that literally melts tanks. You've seen the evidence. The people that understands what I'm talking about. Direct energy weapons are incredibly powerful, and they're used to create weather as well. Stand by. Every patent or House bill we give y'all, y'all can look up where even Tennessee has banned these programs. New Hampshire, I heard a few other states is trying. But this is about the lasers and the scientists speaking about the lasers. And these lasers are on all different kinds of platforms. Stand by.
HR2 Never forget, this bill in 2001 referred to chemtrails as an exotic weapon. Again, this is HR, stands for House of Representatives, HR 2977, okay? And this is about a bill to stop and restrict weapons in space. Scroll down, you will soon see exotic weapon systems such as electronic, psychotronic, and information weapons. 2. Chemtrails. 3. High altitude, ultra low frequency weapons, which is actually basically 5G like weapons, EMF weapons, more like 3G, 2G. Boom, laser weapons.
Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. This is potentially a game changer.
But this is experimental.
It's experimental. However, in the laboratory so far it works. When you have water vapor and you have dust particles or ice crystals, you can precipitate rain. It condenses around the seeds. These seeds can also be created by laser beams. By firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning. Go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong.
Boom, laser weapons, strategic, theater, tactical, or extraterrestrial weapons, and chemical, biological, and environment, and climate or tectonic weapons, which they have all of. This means they can make earthquakes, they can make hurricanes. This bill never passed. This was a House of Representatives trying to get the word out about this stuff. It's right here, plain to see. Look up these terms, look up these keywords, look up this bill, HR.
Okay, we're over Texas at this moment. Just a little bit west Dallas. Very distinct lines in the sky that is made by aircraft. As daylight was breaking here, you could very distinctly see the aircraft trail and how it continues to spread out. Funny, I see skulls and this stuff at times. Paralodomia, I think that's called. I can't remember what you can see faces and rocks and clouds, pictures of stuff in clouds. There we go. I'm sorry I'm so raw, guys, at 8 minutes, the warriors that are still standing by, but I don't even think out what I'm going to show you. I hadn't even looked at the weather today. Can only imagine what I'll see. Stand by, let me see what else. Looks funny to me, this here. Just like all of a sudden it became a low pressure system? Or did he turn on a machine there? Those machines can spin the atmosphere. They can probably create a hurricane anywhere they want now. I mean, with ships that will look like forest fires releasing the material, which I've showed many times, and then the machine turning on to spin the atmosphere right there. Where are we even at in the ocean here? I hadn't even looked at it. Like it's going to be one of their conveyor belts. Weird how it formed there. I think it was last year they just had one that's sitting here spinning and keeping this material going to Europe where they had no clear days last winter. They got their couple of clear days right this minute. Not sure why they spray Spain so much. I see them spray Spain so much. This spray here, it's going towards Spain. They're going, and France. I mean, they're spraying everybody. Take that back. Wish I could point out, hey, they're doing more to y'all than us, but America's probably the head of the spraying, but this is a spray operation over France right this minute. What other countries these are called, I don't know. Very distinct, a little more blurred out in this country. See what the radar is doing before I let y'all go here at 10 minutes. Most people don't stay very long. Some very unusual radar signals. Check them out. I think they have it turned up a little bit too much. Their technology of controlling the weather cannot hide from the technology that sees the rain. You can see all this machines amped up creating all this. Sorry for being so raw, but you're with a real person and not somebody put on YouTube that is paid by most likely Walt Disney. Unlimited funds. They've destroyed my fund, and I hate to tell you, they bought up my fish houses, and we get 1980s prices for our fish. God, my mercy. While they pound us with frequency waves, they're going to rob us of our gasoline engines. Well, not me. I got 55-gallon drums. They're not taking my stuff. Whatever it takes to get through these people. I think the aluminum hats might not have been a bad idea. What should we look at next? Florida was unique today. Power overlapping energy was creating rain this morning. Come on, man. Funny how some of it loads instantly. Very powerful energy coming out of Florida. Coming out of Alabama. Undeniably, something fishy is going on. Coming out of where? I don't know which spot it's all coming out of. Holy cow. Let's just keep the spin going. Oh, you're going to load one time and be glitchy the next. It's amazing all the people I used to see on Twitter that I don't see any response from anymore that used to be big pushers of my material. Kind of funny to me how I get a strike or whatever on Twitter when I use no profanity and I only showed the weather or official documentaries, document and stuff. And they allow such horrible things on these platforms. Horrible thing. Ungodly. I don't get why people are not waking up to what's going on. As we are being completely bombarded by frequencies on every level. I finally got some sleep last night somehow. I'm going to let y'all go, commercial fisherman standing by. Be safe out there. This is going to be one crazy couple years here. I'm afraid they're going to come out with this technology very soon. Very soon. Stand by.